Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone. Welcome back with me Oki Ariyanto on a talk show with young people. Here is Mr. Pandega as our special guest star today from among young people. Mr. Pandega, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Oki. Hello everyone. My name is Pandega Bima Sakti, and I'm from Yogyakarta, Regency. And right now I'm studying in University of Ahmad Dahlan. I think that's it, Mas Oki, Mr. Oki.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pandega. On this occasion, I will discuss something very important. We will discuss the education system used during this pandemic. For that, we invite resource person who will give their opinion about this system. For me, Mr. Pandega, we all know the COVID-19 virus pandemic has been going on for a very long time. And, and of course, it has greatly affected many sectors. One of them is education sector. Education currently used a lot of online system. Or in network, this system requires students and teachers to carry out teaching and learning activities through online. According to one members of the East Java Education Council, Mr. Isa Ansori, various problems arose. Pros and cons appear coloring this online model learning system. Not all parties are ready to leave this new habit, according to Mr. Isa Ansori. The online system that is currently being implemented is considered less effective. This system will cause various problems. He said there would be at least four problems that would occur in this online learning process. Among other things, the unpreparedness of teacher, student, and facilities and infrastructure. In addition, the unpreparedness of the role of parent, both the material and academically. Of these four factors that cause many problems. And for that, I ask you, Mr. Pandega, how the how is the current education system and how effective is it?
Thank you, Mr. Oki. And educational system in Indonesia, I think it's not good enough by comparing to European country and the other developed country. Why? Because there are some big differences between education in Java and the other islands like Sumatra, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and Papua. In Java, we have an environment that supports the educational system, but for instance, in Papua, the school, made by wood, only have one class, a few teachers, and even worse, distance between student home and school is like 2 hours or even more. And how effective it to our educational system? Like I said before, we have differences between Java and the other island. In Java, our educational system can match with our learning system, but the, on the other islands, I think our government need to fix our environment around the school. I think that's it, Miss Rocky.
Okay, very good, Mr. I think so. I think same with you, Mr. Banega. Okay. Mm, and what do you think is the good system for now? For me, there is a system that does not use the online system. Namely, it's boarding or dormitory system. However, as we all know, there are many schools that implemented this boarding system. Not only Islamic boarding school that implement the dormitory system, but there are many We know the Christian dormitories, such as a Sacred Family Academy, Sang Timur Akad Sang Timur Catholic High School Yogyakarta, UKDW Jogja Student Dormitory. Some example of dormitories above show that this system cannot only be done by people who are Muslim, but for all religions group. The main reason for the sporting this system is to create a high level of discipline in student. As we know that in this online system, many students abandon discipline and neglect their duties. Many students do not attend class and many do not even collect assignments. Of course, this makes parents and teachers very confused because children lost their enthusiasm for learning. On the other hand, parents cannot continue to monitor their children's learning because there is work to be done and teacher also cannot be optimal because it is still an online system and a teacher is also confused about giving marks because students do not collect assignment and rarely attend the class. What do you think, Mr. Pandega?
Yeah. I think that's it true because the online learning system is really bad because we can monitoring our student. We just having Zoom or we meet through the screen and not see what they're doing in their home. Maybe they can turn off their camera and go to sleep and something like that. And I think, in my opinion, a good educational system is where the student feel curiosity about the lesson, so they want to know more and understand more. And not just that, or the government should make a school is free from kindergarten to university, so everyone can go to school and test in the school. I think that's it, Mr. Rocky.
Okay, Mr. Pandega. And what do you think government should do to make this system best for now?
Okay, I like this question. What our government should do, the first is to make the other island have a good environment to support the educational system around the school like Java. And second, like I say before, making the school free from kindergarten to university. As you can see nowadays, there are still many children who can afford school and many of them think that work better than go to school. And we need to change this mindset because that is the wrong mindset. And the third is our government need to pay teacher higher and equalize them all because a teacher in Papua have a different salary compared to the teacher in Java. And last, our government need to change our curriculum to a better one. Our curriculum right now isn't effective because we have different human resources. In Java, we have good human resources supported by technology, the environment around the school, but on the other island, we don't have that. Too many discrimination and corruption going on in our Indonesia. I think that's it.
Very good, Mr. Pandega. And the last question I want to ask is how is Indonesian education different from the another developed countries? Because as we all know, Mr. Belvadevara, the founder of the Ruang Guru, said the Indonesian education was far behind. In order to catch up, we count how much increase every year. Now to catch up, we need up to until 128 years, according to him. Being left behind is indeed a very difficult challenge because the luck does not take into account obtains such as a COVID-19 virus. That means that means with COVID-19 it will be worse, and not a few students who finally decide not to continue their education and finally decide to get married. According to the Lampung Counseling Education practitioner Mrs. Siti Aminah, this was caused by many factors, including weak control of supervision carried out by parent and teacher or educators at the time of online learning. Children will often use smartphones. Of course, with minimal supervision, children can access negative sites and become addicted to online games. What do you think, Mr. Pandega?
I think that is true, Mr. Rocky, because COVID-19 is making situation even worse before the pandemic. Student getting married and some like that is not a good thing to do. And we have a big difference in our education system compared to developed country. And first, we have big difference in technology. As you can see nowadays, Indonesia have a really sad technology. And second, we have different human resources because like I say before, we have different human big resources in Java and the other island. And third, we are still far away from the quality of their teacher. So we need to make a teacher a good profession, make them pay higher. And the last is, and then we have a big difference on curriculum, how in Indonesia and the other developed country. I think that's it, Mr. Rocky.
Yes, Mr. Pandega. Hmm, very good opinion from you, Mr. And I said thank you for your opportunity to talk with us in this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Pandega.
Thank you, Mr. Rocky, for having me in your show. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.